Big Apple, the center of the universe, the city that never sleeps, Metropolis, the melting pot, the city so nice they named it twice, goes by so many, many names. New York City residents come from all over the world, with over 800 languages spoken throughout the five boroughs, making it one of the most diverse cities on the planet. New York is a national and global leader in the arts, education, finance, leisure and hospitality, professional services, theater, and more. These endless opportunities to go to prove that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It is also known as Ghetto Gotham, Modern Gomorrah, New York City, the Rotten Apple. The opportunities provided by the five boroughs aren't limited to just the glitz and glamour. Politicians in every level of government take bribes, crooked cops use taxes with questionable legality, and corporate executives cut corners and jobs in order to appease shareholders. Living above the law in daylight gets one name spoken in the twilight, where the contracts written in your name in the shadow. Welcome to Trinity Continuum Assassins, where our characters will be playing today are coming from that shadow world that exists next to ours. Our day to day lives go on. Bad things happen, good things happen, unaware of the darkness that is all around us. In here, we find our characters for today who bring nightmares to the people who make things go bump in the night. I will be your story guide for this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time zone you are in. I hope that you are doing well. I'm Zak Naldrett, he, him, they, them, Z, zim. I am flexible. Usually we go with masculine ones, though. To introduce, let's go around in a circle. We're going to start with Crow. Tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Hello, hi, I'm Crow. It, he, um, mostly masculine monster genders around here for those pronouns, but I would be playing Chidi, Chidi Nabara, a doctor, street doctor, regular doctor. I just like doing doctor things, and I don't know why I'm here. So yeah, there's that. Also have states right. Go on to someone else while I try to get my doctor things together.
Ariana.
Hi, I'm Ariana. She, they, depends on situation, and I am playing Aria Parks, a severely overbooked uh, IT support specialist for this kind of uh, endeavors. And I hope I don't have to deal with the problem being between the screen and the chair this time.
All
It,
right.
it usually happens, but hope is always something good to hold in your heart.
And Minty.
Hello, everyone. I'm Minty Bow. They, them, any, all, dumb, ass, all are appropriate pronouns for me. And today I will have the pleasure of playing Constantine Romano, a gymnast, rising star turned wet works warrior who totally does not have deep-seated trauma that they need to work through. Everything's fine. He just needs a blade and the job done. Nothing else matters.
All right. Now, who has currently been residing in the city for any period of time, really? All right. Nitty, tell us about what you do within the ghetto Gotham.
Mostly, so started as a street doctor, so mostly back alleys, patching people up. Um, no questions asked, no bullet wound is to be looked into too deeply. Last week, I gave birth to a set of twins at the main general hospital, and then turned around and had to go ahead and patch up her husband. Um, uh, downtown away from there. They give them a congratulatory, patch up. I didn't charge him this time, given the fact that, his wife is having twins and he's just survived a bullet wound from a recent mafia attack. Um, and I've just been here, just waiting for orders. My sister just kindly said, don't ask too many questions and shut up, Chidi. And I've just been in New York shutting up.
Okay. What about Constantine?
Constantine has not lived in New York City. They are, for the meeting today, flying in on an unmarked plane under a name that they have not known less than 3 hours ago. Impassive, just another shape in the crowd going towards their business.
Your society has arranged for transportation to in a fairly direct route from the airport to the meeting place in Manhattan. It still takes longer than you think it should with the traffic of New York. It's 2:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and it's still gridlock once you cross that bridge. What about area?
I have been to New York exactly once when I was a preteen, early teen with my mom. I was helping her doing something that might or not have involved the retrieval of a golden toilet from a specific tower that we don't talk about. It was fun, but I didn't get to explore the city much. So if there's any chance for tourism this time, I would like to. I know there will be no chance for tourism, but everywhere I go, it's always for work. I would like to see something sometimes. Have some fun, explore the city, experience the nightlife. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, but one can dream.
Well, as you arrive from the city, you get a text message from the contact within the signal, letting you know that you are to arrive at a address. There's not a name given of the building, just an address.
Is it far? Is it?
It's in Manhattan. You arrive. How did you arrive in the city? Did you train, bus, fly? Did you take a ferry from New Jersey?
Holy shit. I do live in New Jersey, right? Yeah, I probably came straight from New Jersey. Let's be realistic.
Okay.
Probably took the train.
All right. So it is a very simple location to get to.
I'm gonna take the tube. I want to see the tube.
All right. And you know this address when you get the instructions from the Society of Leonidas to go there. This is the main branch of the New York Public Library that they're calling you to.
Nice.
So,
All right.
Well, I wanted some tourism. We're getting some tourism.
Do you take time to examine the building before heading inside?
I guess that while I'm going there, I'll just, read about it. Go on a Wikipedia splurge. I'm just gonna nerd about it a little bit because how else do I fill the time going there?
Okay, so are you looking for the specific building or the main branch, um, or just are you doing the public library?
The place we're going. I want to know who it belongs to, who funds it, where it is, what kind of building it is. Like, I'm just being nosy.
Okay. Um, no one really owns the New York Public Library. It is a um, kind of like a nonprofit entity. It is semi-attached to the city, um, but it has its own funding, um, where it doesn't really take much. It's private. It's independently managed, but there's not really any ownership structure. The main branch which you are going to is a rather large building. There's a set of steps going up to it. It flattens out. A set of steps going up to it. Very reminiscent of the Lincoln Memorial in an architecture style. On each side of the steps, there's two large stone I was about to say dragons, lions, um, statues on each side. Uh, there's been a lot of effort put into making this building look old and important, and to keep it looking that way.
I'll just proceed to the appointment location with mild curiosity.
Constantine, you pull up. Your car pulls up, stops, and driver opens the door without saying a word.
Constantine exits without saying a word, just a simple nod of the head. Even speaking in public when you're not supposed to, or not knowing the landscape yet, could be a death sentence here. Uh, when they look upon this building, they're not so much worried about history, they're worried about choke points, sight lines, ambush points, and tactical advantages.
All right. Do you want to make a roll to do a little investigating snoop around before you head in to see how secure the building is?
You know what? I would absolutely love that. Wonderful DM. Let me know what you would like for me to roll.
All right. So you're looking for kind of how people would attack the building, how people would attack you within the building kind of situation.
They're putting themselves in a position where if they were setting up an ambush or an attack, how would they go about it? So that way they know where to watch out.
Okay. We'll do a close combat and intellect since they are a more of a hand to hand type, get your hands dirty than a sniper. So
Right. Unfortunately, we are still apparently waking up, so that is only one success for Constantine.
all right. So you pretty easily spot out the choke points, kind of where, um, if you were going to corral someone into an ambush, this is where that ambush would happen. Um, you spot a couple of nooks and crannies that this would be a good spot to jump out and pop someone, and then fall back into the hiding pretty easily. So, Nidhi, how do you get into the meeting?
Oh, I've taken the subway, like usual. Um, Probably just got off of work, so hasn't even taken off the scrubs or the lab coat yet.
All right. So, you've been working with the Society of Leonidas for a little bit, for a while within the city, right?
That is correct.
All right. So, your Metro card gives you access to some lines that are society only. and you get direct access to, I would say not direct access to the building. Your card doesn't quite get you that level of directness, but it gets you closer than what the MTA usually would do, um, because you know that there is a back entrance for society members only.
Um, Hopefully, there aren't any other society members on this line. Hopefully, because he's technically not dressed for um, going through their back alley channels or stuff like that. He looks way too plain, but also way too like you still have blood on you from whatever you just came back from. Why aren't you dressed up for this meeting as a member? And he always keeps forgetting. He's also smoking a herbal cigarette because he's probably stressed out, nervous, tired. He's been up for going on 68 hours, possibly. Probably just took a nap. And he's just like, okay, how long to the train? Wait, I was supposed to meet people. Do I have the dossier? Oh no. Okay, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. Probably fine. He's just waiting to get there.
All right. There is, when you get off the train, there is someone waiting for you. Dr. Ibarra, thank you for coming. You were the first one here. Um, Please let me show you to the meeting.
Oh, great. He's taking off gloves, probably taking off a face mask, realizing that he still has that on. It's just, oh wait, hold on. Takes that off. Um, we see like a large scar going from the bottom lip up to like the right eye. He's trying to shuffle his way behind this person, but you can tell he's just not good at whatever it is he's supposed to be doing for this job.
Do you need a change of clothes, Doctor?
To- oh,
Our my employer would not be pleased with me if I were to allow you to get blood or other substances
right,
inside the meeting facilities.
right. I'm just so sorry. I got the call right as I just got out of surgery. I am so sorry. Um, I guess they probably left the usual bag for me here somewhere.
Yes. Well, here. This is the back. Down the hall to the right,
No.
there is the locker room. There is a bag that I hope fits your needs. It is nothing, you know, extraordinary. How just the basics.
Perfect. He just kind of juttles off to that back area, quickly changes the stuff, probably isn't still put together, but put together enough to look like he somewhat belongs here. It just puts back on the doctor's coat and heads back in.
Okay. Arya and Constantine, as you walk into the building, there is a. I'm not sure well dressed is necessarily the right word. There is a woman in a suit that looks very much like she's a librarian. I know, in a library, a huge sock, but she is waiting for you and greets you. Oh, yes, thank you for coming. And both of you arriving on the same time does make my job much easier. Um, if you would follow me, please.
Madam?
Lead.
Okay. So she leads you kind of a zigzagging path through the stacks of books to a nondescript door um, that brings you into a dark hallway going downstairs into the basement. Um, you get the feeling this is a door that is not supposed to lead to anywhere, that is not maybe not necessarily on the library's actual blueprint or in the records of what is on file with the city planner and leads you downstairs and into a small meeting room. Now, there's going to be one more joining you. He's here, but he was delayed with something else before the meeting began. Feel free to, and relax and do whatever you need to do before the meeting starts. There's tea and little finger sandwiches at the center of the meeting table. It is not like a full boardroom size table. Um, this is more kind of a briefing room. It's a much smaller table with only like 5 or 6 or so seats.
Is there just tea or anything with more caffeine?
On the table, there is just tea. As you look around the room, there are various things that you may find on the walls and on the shelves. Are you looking for something in particular?
I was looking for a pot of coffee or something that has coffee, actual black coffee. I will settle for tea, but if there's caffeine, I would be happy because, yeah. And also, I am obviously just being nosy about the place.
Okay.
Constantine's watching Arya look around for coffee. They have just decided to have tea with nothing to eat, but they're just stirring tea, looking for anything suspicious, any off color or anything, because even an employer probably isn't going to be afraid to drug you at some point. We're assassins. This is the kind of thing we have to deal with.
Okay. So as you look around the room, you see what appears to be on one of the shelves. There's various jars of, or maybe jars not a word, canisters. They look like supplements you might find at a GNC or other dubious healthcare health fitness stores that sell all sorts of supplements that you probably don't need. Some might have minor uses, but
Are we being hired by an MLM scheme?
If an
Anyway,
ML
I sigh and settle for the tea. I go take it up, sniff it.
okay. Now,
an MLM wouldn't need an assassin, they would just need a PR.
I mean, you never know what they're up to. They're weird. Sometimes they're cultish. Sometimes they're actual cults.
Cults need living cult members, and that type of rabble is handled by regular cutthroats.
yep. Nitty, give me a intellect, and you don't have culture.
Who?
Nitty.
Oh, okay.
Give me an intellect and what would be appropriate? That I'm gonna say enigmas
Nicholas? Okay.
because that's the closest you have that'll work.
Shitty just comes in and sees two of their fellow assassins just discussing cults just casually like another Tuesday.
Um, 4 hits.
4 hits. Okay. You had a strong suspicion when you got the invite, and it was reinforced when you showed up, and in the attitude of the worker who led you down here. This is a, if it's not the main facility, this is a facility connected with the Obsidian Tree. They are a a society of assassins that are relatively localized just to the city of New York, um, who deal with knowledge is their main kind of um, thing.
Um, I think without even actually introducing himself to the other two, he's relaying this information. But he's also going to the wall of like very dubious different things. He's just looking through them for some of the stuff he needs.
Which one is he looking for?
Um, Looking for a stimulant. He's also looking for something for nerves for his reaction. He's also looking for um one last thing. He's probably just looking for something to coagulate blood, something just in case he has to patch one of them up.
Okay. So give me a intellect and medicine roll.
Got you. Thank you. And then, yep. Okay. With the enhancement is 3.
Okay. Um, so yeah, again, being from being having been in New York, you know that these are what the societies refer to as supplement plus. This is a they can give you a little bit of boost during a hunt to help with focus, with help with tracking down, with helping um, come over physical over use some physical effects. Um, it's they generally don't work together, so it's not like you can take a bunch of them and it get a benefit
Right.
from all things. It's kind of you take one and the other ones can't kick in until the first dose wears off. So you can get one of the things you're looking for if, um, but you know that taking all of them would be pointless because only whichever
Right.
one got into your bloodstream first would be the one that would work.
Um, Actually, you probably need that stimulant. He's gonna take that one mainly. And then realizing that the other two are right here, kind of just blinks into not disassociating completely and just kind of might look at um Arena?
Aria?
Arya, right. Kind of looks at Arya. Parks, correct?
Yeah? And you. Okay, so if you're the dog, he'd be the monkey?
That is a word for it, perhaps.
Oh, nice to meet you.
No, wait.
I've read a lot about you.
Read about us.
Yeah? I mean, do you want me to work with people without even knowing if they're any good?
We our our selective organizations do give us blips of dossiers on certain individuals.
Those aren't reading. Those are worth a glance at most.
Right,
Encouraging.
right.
You,
Oh,
doctor, I
yes.
worked with your sister once. Live up to her standard.
Externally, he has learned to like put on a face of just like, yeah, no, of course. Internally, internal screaming, groan, um, shitting, crying, throwing up, just completely like, oh no, they've worked with my sister. This would get back to her if I F up. Oh, okay. Yeah. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Uh, did you guys need something from the wall?
Is there caffeine?
I mean, it's a little better than
Adderall?
caffeine. A little better than Adderall, actually. Just pulls another one off the wall
Listen,
and just hands it.
I'm gonna pocket this for as a last resort.
Um, wait, were you looking for coffee?
Yes, I do want coffee. I do need coffee. I have slept not enough.
Okay, well, this has a little bit of extra different stuff in it. I just pours out like from a flask, like in one of the glasses, a thing of coffee.
I sniff it suspiciously.
It is coffee, but it is very dark, very rich. There might be a little bit of like Bailey's in it, just so it's not too dark, but other than that, there's nothing else in it.
Okay, so does he look like what I've read on my like does he match the pictures I got in the files I've read? Is it actually him? Do I believe it's actually him?
He, the outfit is a little bit different than any of the pictures that you've seen, but otherwise, yeah, he's a little more put together than normal. The pictures that you've seen, he is kind of been frantic, lab, doctor's cloak. You know, you haven't really seen any of him in non-working attire, so this is as normal as you think it could be.
Uh, may I? And if he doesn't stop me, I pinch his cheek to make sure it's not latex.
Oh, it's definitely not latex. You just you feel a little bit of scarring. So there might be some makeup just to make sure that like he's not completely showing all like the war scars and everything. But other than that, it's definitely him. He's just hello.
Sorry, paranoia. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I downed the coffee like someone dying of thirst in the desert.
Yeah, it's regular coffee, a little bit Bailey's, but it's just way too rich. Like he's
Oh,
recently heated up.
thank you. Thank you so much. I can tell you are someone who knows how it is to live on 2 hours sleep.
Gotten it down to
Health.
30 minutes.
Holy shit, that's impressive.
Yeah, my sister used to try to poison me at certain points and then used to like, hey, you gotta dodge fire. So she used to have like a rifleman fire at me at all hours of the night. Got it down to 30 minutes after a while.
You what, sorry?
It's fine. I'm still alive, I think.
I look at the empty glass with a renewed suspicion and I push the thought out of my mind.
Well, I suppose that that is one way to train. Hmm. And Constantine's just looking at the other two like a puzzle that they haven't figured out quite yet.
I
At the,
stare.
at this moment, an older gentleman who looks like your stereotypical college professor, tweed jacket with elbow patches, glasses, vest, little bow tie, comes in carrying a couple manila folders. Oh, good, you're all here. Please, please sit down. Let me welcome you. I am Josiah Missionfort. I am here on behalf of the Obsidian Tree. We are a society here in Manhattan, in New York. So yeah, we've got a little job for you. Here's the files. So here's the thing. There's this guy. His name is Thad or Thaddeus. He goes by Thad. But if you need the legal name, it's Thaddeus. He doesn't like being called that. He gets mad. So this guy, he recently went through a very public and messy divorce where he had lost a considerable amount of wealth. Um, he has also been aggressively kind of grabbing up property and trying to force people out of their homes and neighborhoods to for lack of I don't think it is the word. He's trying to gentrify several neighborhoods within the city. Uh, we've got some suspicion that he has been using tactics and reaching out to uh, members of the. He's been using some anathema to get rid of and to wipe out the um, people that stand up to him. The thing is that he is too tied in with New York politics for me to send any of people from New York who might be somehow known through connections because everybody's got a cousin who knows a guy in this city. So we need some outsiders to look into him and hopefully bring him in so we can use him to get to the anathema to get rid of them. So
So this is an abduction, not an assassination.
well, I guess technically you're right. We like to think of more as bringing in for questioning than abduction. We're not ICE. Um,
So
we're
you
not
don't
just
want him
disappearing
rigid.
people. We're going to talk to them. We're going to have a conversation. Taking into custody, is that any better? No.
Serve
Not at all.
the invitation.
Yeah. Get in touch and escort him back, and so we can have a conversation. Now, we can't have this be something that is too public. If any anathema that he's working with or is hired sees him just get grabbed or um, if he were to be subject to an assassination, they just probably go into hiding. And we're trying to keep them out and available to be picked off by assassins in the future.
Do you need to gather dirt on him? You know, information, blackmail material?
Yeah, no, I don't know that. See, if we got blackmail information on him, I'm not sure how well that would work. He's kind of tied in. So like, if we found out that he was doing something that was questionably illegal, he's got people in the police department who will squash it. He's got people in the press who will kind of hide it under the rug. Um, he's connected without enough within the city that he can't really. He needs something that would be very much touched to make him a persona non grata in the daylight's world. We need him to not be as a sort of public embarrassment or public threat to him or something like that. Then again, that'll alert the anathema that he's working with, and therefore they will just you know, lose his number, and we don't have a shot at getting at them, or they go hiding, and then we still don't get a shot at them. So we need him to disappear without disappearing, so we can talk to him, and he comes back into the world of daylight in a short turnaround.
Clear.
What information do we currently have about his whereabouts and schedule?
All right, so here's what we got from his plan. He is throwing a party
Of course.
later tonight. Now, it is. He keeps himself around. He's got doctors and potentially and bodyguards, potentially other anathema assassins around him at times. So he's people close by. So it's going to be an issue. So what we got is that he's going to be preparing for the party at home. Knowing him, he's going to be. He doesn't have time to like go out and like date. So we're expecting him to be calling in an escort at some point in time. He's gonna go with. We expect that he's going to go meet up with the escort at the hotel. Here's the address that he usually uses. From the hotel, he's probably gonna have a drink or two. Moving on to there, going to go to the party. There's going to be mingling. Probably going to be at the party for a while. Once the party is done, we're expecting them to go back to his place to show her a good time.
Charming.
Two gentlemen.
Are there any complications that we should be aware of?
So he is not a spring chicken anymore. He's pushing down 50's door. He has to have doctors on hand. No offense, doctor. To supply him with various
Happy pills.
pharmaceuticals throughout the and supplements throughout the day to make him more. He's also traveling with bodyguards. Again, we suspect some of these bodyguards may also be anathema. If you do need to kill people, these are the people to kill. Presumably, you want to take any communication devices from them if you do kill them, so we can kind of try to run a trace on them. Yes, doctor.
Um, do you know the list of drugs that they are usually providing him? Did you have a list?
Let me see here. Pulls out a clipboard. I don't know where he had a clipboard. He's had it the whole time. It just hasn't been go through it. Let me see. It's on here. So basically, not we don't know the exact makeup, and he just points over to the supplements on the wall. He's got access to all of those. Maybe not the same, formula and genetic makeup. The fact that he's traveling with doctors is probably injecting him. So instead of having to carry around those big canisters, but one of the doctors probably has a briefcase with a number of syringes for various tasks or for various effects.
So, is it mainly for health or for recreational activities?
It's for. Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because it's so. It is for it's so that he can partake in recreational activities that he used to be able to when he was in his late teens, early 20s.
Hmm.
He wants to, party like he was when he was younger, as he could when he was younger. Um, so it is to give him the health to be able to do that. Um,
Understood.
does that make sense?
Are they writing a few prescriptions out for some things? Perfect.
Okay. All right. So, any other questions?
What do we know about his sources of company, hired company? How do we know about the ladies? What do we know about the ladies?
So we've been able to track it down. Here's the agency that he uses. Um, he doesn't seem to have a particular favored. He calls and one shows up. From what we can tell, um, he's not necessarily as long as they're young to make. He feels it makes him look more successful. You know, they don't necessarily have to be young, but if they look 20 and they're 30, as opposed to if they look 20 and they're 20, he doesn't seem to notice or care. It's the fact that they look 20 that is the important part to him.
So it's a matter of image, optics.
Yeah. I mean that's why he's bringing her out to the party and everything. And it's not just the after party activities. Um, there's probably the doctors probably have a drug for that in their case somewhere, but it's also a lot about being seen with a young attractive woman on his arm.
Arm candy, I believe it's called.
Yes.
And nose candy to get through the night.
Um, well,
Mostly
similar
being,
effect, maybe not. He's not skiing in the slopes, but that we know of.
no, it'd be mostly injection. Mostly kind of like stimulant, but not for like what we use stimulants for. Um, Although he probably might have partaken at one point or the other.
If we extract him from the party, that will be something that they notice. Or if we extract him from the hotel before or after the party, his anathema contacts may notice. Do we have a contact that could be on site at the party to extract the information needed without causing a delay? Or are we anticipating doing the extraction ourselves?
Well, we hadn't considered that. The trick is to get him. It is the extraction of information is going to take some time. So if he's already at the party and disappears for a while, we might be able to pull it off if we have someone nearby who can sweep in. We can definitely arrange to have a room in the hotel for uh, that to be all prepared. Should you bring that? Um, there's nobody at home waiting for him. So if you were to, you know, if you were to, get him after the party or get him at the home, we could kind of do our thing at night, and by the time it's time for him to wake up and do his thing in the morning, we'll have people. We can have him back in place by that point.
So
Probably.
the best time frame we could end up replacing would be the after party activities. Maybe bribing his company to be otherwise occupied.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if he were to slip away, if he were to, I suppose if him and his guests were to make it a note, like how like when people are partying they slip away unnoticed and people realize they slip away and they go, oh, they're doing that. Um, he would probably, if people thought that that's why he was getting away, that might be able to work for slipping away at the party too. Let's see what else. So, and of course, you might be able to do something before the party. Um, Kind of look, and he kind of takes a moment and like, so all right,
As long as
this would probably be your choice, your choice of if you want to proceed this way or not. But I mean, you could always try to fill in and swap out and act the part of his guest, and try to
I
snatch a
was
line.
absolutely not what?
Well,
No.
no offense to the doctor or Constantine, but I don't know how if they can disguise themselves as young women well enough.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do it that way. I think there
Thank
is
you.
a way we can do this and slip in and be amongst his after party crowd. I might know a few people from my background.
In order to do so, we'll need to thin out his security forces discreetly, most likely during the party. I will take point on this operation, Doctor.
Oh, one last thing, he hates cats.
That's disgusting.
Maybe you could have used it somewhere. I figure it might be useful information.
Who
I
on
have
their right mind hates cats?
those traumatized, those with allergies, those with sociopathic tendencies. Need I
I'll
go
take
on?
3.
Dogs,
Dogs,
Cats,
other cats, rats.
mice, birds.
snakes.
Cats are the number one killer of pigeons in this city.
So
I
this dude
don't.
is a pigeon. That's what you're saying.
I was just saying who hates cats. Maybe he's a bird lover and we haven't figured that part out yet, and we only make the connection because he hates cats.
Think Cheaty disassociated for a moment, started taking these things down as like a note, and then stops immediately. He's just like, wait a minute. Hey, why am I taking notes about enemies of cats?
Approximately how long do we have until anticipated call time for his company at the hotel?
Let me see what we got. Maybe. Um, so the party's tomorrow night. Um, he's probably gonna start getting ready. Probably party's starting around at 9. He's probably gonna meet up. He'll probably make the call around 5. Meet up at like 6 or 7 for the party at 8.
We don't have a lot of time.
It will be more than enough.
I wonder if we can thin out his surveillance force before they actually get there. Like, um, making sure they lose their invite or disrupting communications around organizing the party. That could be less obvious than the more direct action that Constantine seems to be thinking of.
It is an option.
I mean, both will probably be necessary, but the less blood needs to be spilled, the less evidence is left.
He's still writing. Also, you want to make sure not to get them on their pins and needles. We don't want them to be ready for something to happen if we thin them out too hard.
So that's a good point.
Very well. So it seems we have the rest of today to get our plan together, shall we?
Chitty
Sure.
nods. Um, Chitty then kind of like weirdly enough, like a chameleon, his eyes kind of like split between looking at Constantine and looking um at our benefactor, and then goes straight back to Constantine. You could, however, test how skittish they are.
Elaborate.
Uh, the group I worked with last time called it poking. Basically just seeing you poke one of their less than upper rungs and then poke one of their middle rungs to see how fast they move.
Wouldn't that get their attention?
Not necessarily. So you're not necessarily killing them, more like, what is it? Testing to see how fast they react. Usually when they see a false alarm, are they skittish to a false alarm?
Oh,
Or right. So not necessarily killing one, just putting a cat in front of them, metaphorically speaking,
or a pigeon.
or a pigeon.
Well, that could work. If I could track down some of the junior members of the security force or figure out who is hiring, or in reality, whoever is connected to him that's new, I could see how well their communications are. If they immediately communicate and are jumpy, that's an advantage. If they are overconfident and don't see fit to say anything, that is also an advantage. We'll see how well we can peel them apart, shall we?
Sure. That sounds like a plan.
All right.
As for
Well, I'll let you. Yeah, I don't need to hear the details on the plan. I trust you will. So for Constantine, since you are new to the city here is these, and he hands you each a Metro card. Um, yeah, and there's some other information in the files. I don't know if it's going to be helpful, but feel free to peruse them as you choose to. And
Oh, I will.
good luck and have a good day. And he heads out, closing the door behind him, leaving you all to yourselves to discuss the plan.
Okay, so tell me more. Tell us more about this poking you're planning.
Um, their our benefactor leaves, immediately pulls out like a syringe, sticks it in his neck, pumps it. He's kind of straightens back up. Ooh, I'm awake again. Okay. And he's a lot
I,
less
s-
nervous than before.
I look at my empty glass again with more suspicion because what the fuck is this dude?
Oh, you have coffee. Coffee isn't enough for me after a while. Kind of had to re-energize from that. All right.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's fine. Kind of had a few things done to the heart, so I won't die of a heart attack or aneurysm. So I should be fine.
No, I mean, are you okay? Like uh, emotionally, like that looks heavy.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm used to it. After 6 years, you kind of just used to just poking yourself all over the place. Anyways, poking, right. So basically
Yeah.
we're just testing their security. So we're not really tilting our hand. We're just more like putting a rat in a place where people might freak out, just so a false alarm. So basically, if Constantine can get in, maybe spook one or two guards, we'll see how fast everyone moves.
Or we could just um not have to even get in and mess with their security systems, generate a literal false alarm.
Actually, that'd
That
be a
could be
little bit
safer.
easier. Yeah, be a little
we
bit
could
cleaner too.
coordinate.
What?
We could coordinate. I
Yeah.
give them the fire, you turn it into an inferno, and they find just a little candle. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a metaphor.
Arson is too messy for this early in the operation. If we can find out where the guards are and find the newer members, we could generate a situation to test their reflexes. May I? And they gesture to the files to start trying to find sources for either what company or what group are hiring the bulk of these guards that aren't anathema potentially.
I do the same research, but about the ladies. And by the way, it's not because I am a prude that I don't offer my own questionable acting skills to this operation, but realistically, I don't look the part. I have show of presence. That's not what an expensive escort would have. I don't look the part. My acting is not great. Like, I'm sorry, but not for me.
Oh,
If it is required, I can fulfill the role.
well, we don't actually have to two ways about that. And he kind of just goes, may I? And he just takes the file from Arya. Um, the escorts, are any of them people who have come through his office, anyone he recognizes?
No. There seems to be no pattern and no rhyme or reason to the escorts. There's other than they all come from this one agency. They are all coming from the same agency. This is not an agency that you are familiar with. Um, Give me a. Again, culture would be key here. We'll say medicine and cunning.
Okay. Two.
Two. Okay. Um, these are high class, expensive escorts that can get private medical care without having to dip into underworld doctors or doctors who don't ask questions for whoever's employing these women has money also to cover their health insurance so that they can receive seemingly normal medical care, but at Manhattan private doctor prices.
That
I
moment when an
guess,
escort has better health care than you.
yeah, I guess I could do some research on their background, like um, their online presence, if someone has an OnlyFans, if there has been any shit show happening when they were younger and less famous. If I can get any information on their backgrounds, basically.
Um, Also, if you could slip me in, I can also provide there's no one better than me when it comes to medical service. That's not being cocky. That's just my aptitude. Um, I can provide them things that their doctor most likely wouldn't be able to get their hands on.
All right. Um, so let me get a rural area to see what if any dirt you can dig up.
Yep,
Technology and intellect.
sure. What questionable movies have they shot when they were younger and less experienced? Technology and intellect. One, two, three. Yes. And I get, what is that? This is a 10. This is a 10 again. Do 10s double or do they explode?
We're gonna say they double to make the story move quicker. So
Okay, because I got 2 10s in a row, but yeah, then
Okay.
it's just 2 successes.
all right. Um,
No, I
So-
got 1 10 and I was rolling it again, but I had
Oh,
one.
okay.
yeah.
So it's just
So you got 110. It doubles, so it's still 2 successes.
Yeah.
So you can't find anything on them. Either they don't have dirt out there, or their dirt has been properly scrubbed to keep them out of
Scandals.
scandals. For anybody who has dirt on them isn't going to have it posted somewhere online. And they probably have way more dirt on that person than anything that they have there.
I tried.
You do a thorough scan of the files as well, just for any other information. You'll notice a pattern that he's been buying up property, trying to jack up prices, scare people out. On more than one occasion, he has filed complaints with bodegas for having bodega cats with the city medical board. And in a couple of those instances, there's been late night, early morning fires at those bodegas after the city was like, what the hell are you actually, why are we wasting time reading a paper for trying to find a complaint against bodega for having a cat? He also is known to have a connection with dogs. There's something called a Borsey. He has,
Ooh, long nose friends.
yeah. He was apparently showing at one point in his life, showing and breeding them recreationally. But he has been started trying to breed them for less, to make them look weirder than they already do. And as a result, it's no longer breeding them for show, because they dogs that are not show worthy at this point no longer represent the breed.
Snood too long.
Many things too long. Limbs and other things.
Oh, joy, we have started dipping into Pantex territory. Um, I have an idea.
I also have an idea, but I'm gonna hear yours first.
Dear storyteller, I would like to tap one of my path contacts.
All right. What contact are you tapping?
So as a part of, I can speak English, yes. During his time in the Krugovorov, Constantine has made several contacts with the corporate clients, specifically the ones that either need a bodyguard for less than savory purposes, or who need someone else to not show up to a meeting with less than savory intentions.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to tap their corporate clients. They're not so much informants as they are influential, but they want to see if they can give Constantine perhaps like a guidance on here's in New York City, probably where bodyguards for this type of thing would come from, the normal rank and file for someone like our target.
Okay. Let me get a cunning and close combat roll.
Cunning and close combat?
Yep.
Roger, Roger. Don't worry, this is going to go absolutely fine.
And you get one from, and we're getting one from the path contact.
All right, so that is 2 successes on that one, boss.
All right. You're able to get. Are you asking just general questions? Or are you asking specifically about him?
They're asking more of in someone in, say, this certain situation in the city this time of year, what would be the most in-demand security service that they would use, or who is usually the busiest with high-profile clients around this time of year? More so not focusing on Thaddeus, more so focusing on who is most likely to be the security force, so that way Constantine knows who they need to poke to test. The regular, not the anathema. They're
Yeah. Yeah.
already anticipating not finding the anathema.
Yeah. So he uses a regular. Um, um, it is a private security company. Um, Sansone and Associates Security. They they do. It's not so much that he hires them uh, for personal protection. Um, they're more used for security at the house. So they're not going to be the ones that are going to be in the car with him, attending the party with him, but they're going to be the ones, watching the gates and watching the security footage and that type of thing.
Once he finds that out, and you thank people for information, he just writes down the name of the company and slides it over to Ariana or Aria, apologies. Uh,
So,
this will be the people in charge of the surveillance and most likely the security equipment that's electronic. That way, you know who to poke around with on the computer side.
that's very useful. Thank you. And I start studying what have been given.
Okay.
Hmm.
As for my idea, I was thinking, I mean, on this short notice, probably not useful, but you never know. He's stepped on both cats and dogs. What I'm saying, animal rights activists could create some chaos if necessary because he's had unethical breeding practices on dogs and he's set fire to bodega cats. So that could be something we could use. I mean, it would be more useful in a more long-term situation, but that's still something to keep in the back of our minds. It's
See,
enemies.
I think I have something for that. Something that might actually help reroute his whole plan of movement using that. Just give me a moment. Um, Takes out a very like an old model cell phone. Something you haven't seen since maybe 2008, 2006. Starts dialing up a number in. I'm calling my fixer contact.
Okay. What are you
I'm
asking
very
your
curious
fixer
where this is
contact to
gonna head.
do?
Hey, Jeffrey, it is your good friend Kyle. How are you doing today? Listen, I kind of need a favor. So I need a little bit of a protest, and you know how I love when you set those up. Get a few of the animal rights contact guys, and I need you to hit these few spots around this area here.
Ooh, you're needing multiple protests?
Oh, not one protest, but kind of like disorganized, like they pop up everywhere.
Okay. Um,
Grandmas with signs.
who are we protesting?
Gives him a name and also um uh, mostly animal rights. He is breeding animals to the point where it's becoming inhumane, and also what he's doing to cats, specifically bodega cats, emphasize bodega cats. Um, I don't think they would like to hear that.
It's a fucking monster.
Exactly.
All right, all right, all right.
Not to mention the gentrification.
The gentrification, but and he kind of just like puts a hand over the no, listen, while I would be concerned about gentrification, these are yuppies.
All right,
They are gentrifiers.
Fair enough.
all right.
Love you, thanks, bye.
Let's
All right.
avenge the bodega cats.
Really hate calling them.
I mean, at least that's gonna spread their resources a little bit thinner.
Yeah, and
You
they
know.
would have to secure a whole line that we can jump into and follow them for the party in other places if we have to get in and out.
So the idea is to have these protests be set up in his travel path.
Yeah, to make it a little bit more disorganized for them to be able to maneuver and for us to kind of grab him and kind of weave our way through the city.
A
Okay.
guard that is busy making sure the local press doesn't film the protest that make him look bad is not a guard that's busy looking at what's happening and what we're doing.
Okay.
We
So
have
the poking is gonna become this.
I believe the poking will be with the security company in charge of the technology, the one that I gave you. We see how quickly they respond to that threat. The protest will allow us an opportunity to slip in and either politely invite him there or to do whatever else we need to do in the chaos. And then we would still have the rest of the party as well as his trip back to his hotel or home or wherever so he goes if we need extra time or deal with any unforeseen yet should always be expected complications.
All right. So when in the timeline of his events of his day is this poking going to happen, or is it going to happen tonight before tomorrow's activity starts?
I think it's gonna happen as soon as possible.
So tonight before the day of.
Okay.
Do we have any downtime in the meanwhile, or are we running the whole day?
I mean, if you're going to do some poking in the evening, you kind of have to get on that because of the time
Yeah.
taking.
Okay.
You're not going to have, you know, unless you don't want to sleep.
Sleep.
I would like to take an hour to do some Plan B prep work.
All right, what are you doing on Plan B prep work?
I want to set up some believable retro-dated internet presence of sighthound sighthound enthusiast, so Afghan hounds, Borzoi, Italian greyhounds, and with my face. I'm trying to set up an internet presence of a sighthound enthusiast for me in case I need a way to end up interacting with this person and falsifying the dates of my old blog existing, this kind of thing, falsifying some far away, like maybe in Europe, some
Give
competition in
me
Europe at which I took part, something like that.
give me
I
a,
have forgery stuff in my background.
give me manipulation and technology.
Sure. Where the go down, go down, go down. I have manipulation. 3 plus 2. And what does forgeries? What is that? I have where the hell is that? Forger. 2 enhancements of any attempt to falsify physical or electronic documents.
All right.
And I
you have
have
2 enhancement on that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it only 5? I have technology and manipulation. Yeah. I get 1 success, so 3 successes.
All right. Website is up and running.
I am a sighthound enthusiast, even though my favorite are Afghan hounds.
And it comes complete with an Instagram page and of just pictures of various dogs.
I also take some time doing some research because I probably have read some about sighthounds during one of my Wikipedia binges, but I need a refresher. Just to have fun facts to share.
All right.
Uh,
All right. So we got that, and then how is the poking going? Let's hear the details on this. Or we can just skip to the scene and you can start rolling, telling me what you're doing for the poking, and we'll see how that goes.
I think Constantine would coordinate with Arya to find out what is a place nearby that isn't directly tied to Thaddeus that still uses that same company and test there. So that way, if for some reason they're like way on the like sharp side of things, like on it, it doesn't immediately burn any potential leeway they have against their target. And as for how the poking is going to actually go,
So yeah, not too difficult to find out. That takes a little digging, a little time, but yeah, you're in the information center of the local New York Information um, Assassin Society, so they have a lot of details on hand. Um, he uses that security company
Mhm.
not at the um, he uses that security company for the places where that he's developing that the gentrification is already in process. He uses a different security company for the ones that he's trying to um, still get a full firm grip on the block. But for the places that he's putting up Trader Joe's and jacking up the rents and um, propping up local independent coffee shops.
totally not a franchise.
Yeah, yeah. Even though
Uh,
they all have the same corporate owner somehow.
I am going to suggest doing something that, as a person, player, morally dubious, as an assassin doing a job, just part of the rise and grind. I want to try and coerce uh, a less than fortunate individual that may or may not be a little bit more desperate for money and or an attempt to get something they would like to cause a ruckus somewhere at one of these places and see how quickly their security responds. And also to see how quickly they communicate an issue.
Okay. How big of a ruckus?
Enough to where it would be noticeable. Pretty much they're trying to get someone to go full Karen almost to the point of violence, but just before that, because they want this to be something where people will have to step in to take care of it, but not a full strike force. They want to see how quick do they notice a little tap on the nerve.
Okay. So give me a persuasion and your choice of presence or manipulation.
I was about to say I don't have persuasion, but I actually do. I have one dot of it. I'm going to rock with manipulation because I believe that's under finesse for favored. Don't worry,
And
folks. I
it's
know how to count dice. So that is 2 successes.
All right. Tell me what your pawn does to cause an disturbance.
I imagine that at some point during the process of either Constantine has gone off to do this, or perhaps it's later in the day and everyone's gone off to do their thing, insert the flavor of the setting as would be appropriate. But I imagine Constantine is just walking nondescript to the outskirts of one of these little properties, insert whatever shop or whatever center you would like, and ducks to an alley to find someone that is a bit down on their luck, just looks at the shop. My ex-fiance is in there. $20 if you go in and create a mess for them. And just tosses it at their feet and just waits to see what they do.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Very cold, very business, no empathy, no nothing for a person down their luck. Just this person is a tool and an asset at the moment. I will not break or abuse them, but I'm not going to care too much about them.
All right. They take the $20. They go to into the shop, and immediately the the young woman behind the counter, who is very much the type of woman that you would see in the streets of Brooklyn rescuing pit bulls, is also, just like, no, get out of here. We don't allow your kind of. The bathroom is for customers only. Um, and, he's kind of shouting and he's kind of holding up the money, like he's gonna buy a coffee. And she is just, uh, she's being a little bit of a Karen herself on this. You know.
As this goes on, they use part of their gear, their cracked cell phone, to just send a coded message to Arya. Coffee is delayed. Check and see the status of the deliverer. Pretty much saying, hey, it's in. Check their systems to see how quickly they report that.
I get nosy. I get nosy as instructed.
Okay. Let's get a technology, and we'll say cunning roll to see how nosy you get and how this nosiness pays off.
Okay, I get a 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get nosy. Dice, come back. Okay, so this is a 9, and those two are 10s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. So
Yeah, I get pretty nosy. Do I have any?
You're in their system. You can see their communication. This person is clearly the person. They are aware of this person's behavior or this person's presence. Um, they view it as a minor issue. They are monitoring it and are putting people in place to act, but they aren't jumping on this person. This is a homeless guy at a upscale coffee shop that is open to all, but is not taking his $20 because he's just here to use the bathroom, kind of thing.
Do I find anything useful observing the reaction? Like, do I find out that they communicate in a way I wouldn't expect? Do I find anything out about their process?
Nope. There's nothing super encrypted or hidden that they're doing in here. You do notice that they are um, the first reaction is to have a social interaction. So if the plan is that if any of the people in the restaurant or in the coffee shop start siding with this guy, they have someone in the shop who is going to take the barista side of things.
So optics are their priority, apparently,
Right.
which is good for us considering the rest of our plans, I guess.
They're
Oh,
not.
and just so it's clear, the moment that that guy's out of Constantine's sight, complete fuck off, so that way they don't get tied to it.
Yep. All right. Uh, Constantine appears to be skilled enough that that is not an issue, so I'm not gonna have you roll anything on that. But yeah. Their 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 first move is to handle this socially, and frame this person as a complete nut job. But they're going to make sure he acts first before any physical action is taken. Is the readout that you get from the poking.
Communicated to the team. Uh, hmm. That's giving Constantine some ideas. By Constantine, I do mean player. But while this is going on, what is Chitty doing to prepare? Are they, what are, not to hog the spotlight, what is our doctor doing?
The doctor has briefly disappeared on the two of you, which is weird. Um, no goodbye, no I'll be back. Just oh, the doctor just wandered off. Um, Making his way. Um, he knows where that agency probably is for escorts due to how high escort that is, and most likely some of my society's members have probably visited a few of them before. Um, Chidi's making a what he calls an introduction, selling his wares.
Oh, I see. You're shilling.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more about this.
Basically, lab coat is off, but he still has a briefcase. Kind of probably like the doctors that surround Thaddeus. He has his own briefcase. Um, Meeting up with some escorts that work over there who like the party, and he's making sure that like he shows them, listen, I need a favor, and I have something that they will never get their hands on.
Tell me more.
So on the left, I have anti-aging stuff. I have stuff for helping you get that body type that you want without having to do all the work for it. And on the other hand, I have every party favor that you can think of, especially this is not the stuff that you would get on the street. This is custom made. I just
And
need
what is the
Paper.
price for your wares?
I need three people who can get me into a party and one who can make a friend of mine feel very happy for a couple of hours.
Okay. So effectively, you want to hire us, the agency, instead of giving us money. You're giving us street pharmaceuticals.
This isn't from the street. This is corporate. If you want a street, you can get it from everywhere else. I'm giving you stuff that Ozempic couldn't possibly make your wildest dreams come true from. I'm
No.
giving you stuff. And he like slides it out.
Let's get a persuasion and your choice of social attribute.
Awesome. I am also going to add on strong arm.
Okay.
I'll disappear a second. I'll be right back.
And you want me to use the persuasion and what else?
Pick your social attribute if you're choosing.
Probably manipulation. That'd probably work for you.
Okay.
Okay. I need you to. Why didn't you roll? That was kind of whole point of bringing you up. With that, a roll. Unfortunately, one success.
All right. So we're gonna need to we're getting you into somewhere is going to be an ask. They hire us to get into to go with them to places. When they want a +1, it's usually another one of us. That's going to be a big ask. But to the second part of that, we can definitely work with you on that.
Really doesn't want to pull in the Society of Leopold, but he's going to pull them in anyways. He puts down a card, slides it over in front of this person. Call that number. Ask for a price. You want to keep it to 7 zeros, 6 or 7 zeros.
All right.
Also, don't ask any stupid questions. Just keep it to, hey, I need to get you into a party. This is the cost. Don't ask any more questions than that.
All right. We'll have to get back to you in the morning on this.
Call them right now.
We'll have to get back to you in the morning on this.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to go on break. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes as we continue and see how well this plan works out. Stay tuned for part 2. Hi, welcome back. Uh, Preparations have been made, plans have been put into motion, and it is the next day. Getting ready for the party, and he is our target. Thaddeus is currently at his home getting ready for the party. Has the hit squad of sorts. Have they made any intentions on moving on him while he's still at home before he leaves?
No, too risky.
All right.
Observe only.
I would like to use my contacts in mutual aid societies to tap into dog rescues in order to borrow a hound of any sort. A hound rescue could be like a former racer, someone like that.
So you're going to get a dog to bring the dog into the party.
Yep.
Okay. Under the guise that it is a service dog? Or
Eccentric, rich dog owner.
Yep.
That just so happens to
Eccentric
have a
rich dog owner.
eccentric rich dog owner. Okay. So you add your contact to your what skill are you going to use to for this?
I mm, persuasion, I guess, because I need
So
to
what
make
skill?
myself look like the part.
This well, the attribute is going to be manipulation because you're lying about this being a service dog and or you yourself
Okay.
passing
Oh
yourself
yeah.
off as a rich fancy person
Sure.
that
Perfect.
can bring a dog
Manipulation. Yeah.
wherever the hell
Sure.
they want. And normally that is reserved for people with little um, teapot chihuahuas in their purse.
Yeah.
So a dog this yeah.
I'm gonna go with manipulation.
So what skill are you going to go use with that?
Sorry. Okay. So I think that the only relevant skill would be persuasion because
Okay. So you're adding one for your contact, so persuasion and manipulation.
persuasion and manipulation plus the contact.
Plus the contact, yes.
Okay. So it's 3, 6, 7. Let's see if I can play the part of the eccentric fight-hound enthusiast. This is a 10, this is a 9, and the rest is nothing. So I have 3.
Okay. All right. So you're able to acquire the dog, and presumably we'll see how that goes when you get it to the party. Now, was there? I believe there was potentially some talk of replacing the escort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Thaddeus is making the call now. If you are going to be replacing the escort, I'm going to need a cunning and technology roll. This is difficulty 3, and there's a complication. If they're not bought off, the service may alert someone.
Can I pass it over to Miss Parks?
Okay. If you would like to pass that off to Miss Parks, you can, or whoever is going to get into the system to assign the call.
What exactly am I being asked to do? My brain glitched.
We're replacing the escort. We are getting it so that instead of one of the services escorts shows up at the hotel.
Oh, this is my specialty. This is forgery. That's my specialty. Yeah,
Yep.
hell yeah. I'm gonna edit your invitation to hell and back. So that's
Cunning and technology.
Cunning and technology. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I got 2 10s and an 8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right. So you have successfully intercepted the call. You've taken the call. You from him. You've gotten the escort. You have made the arrangements for the escort. Do you want to just? He's asking for a description so he knows who to look for at the lobby. What does the escort that you're going to be replacing the
Look like.
look like?
Um, I'm looking over. Hey, Constantine, you're going as Constance, correct?
Names are irrelevant. Pick one that suits him.
He's just thinking back to like young 20
Candy.
something Candy, definitely. And describes Candy to them.
Uh, as this is happening, storyteller, I would like to activate a mastery for this.
Okay, tell us what this mastery does.
One of I can English, yes. One of the Krugovoda's specialties, I would like to activate Leshy, but I do have a question. Do we start with any inspiration?
Yes, you start with the inspiration
Okay.
dots that are on your sheet.
Okay.
So you start with
Perfect.
3.
Thank God. Uh, as they change, it is as if by either magic or some other darker force, the lanky, athletic gymnast turned assassin just turns into a very svelte, feminine figure with longer hair through a combination of costumery, deception, wigs, and what was once Constantine is now Candy as they activate Leshy. For the audience at home, this description is they may change their height, weight, gender, and appearance to anything. And once this disguise is set, they cannot change the look or revert back to their normal appearance without breaking it, but the disguise is impenetrable by mundane means. It wouldn't be a game with me if we didn't do some cross dressing.
All right. So, making their way to the hotel. Where does everybody go at the hotel when they get there?
I think I am gonna be buzzing around the reception hall looking rich and touristy and perusing the little reception bar thing with my dog.
Um, I think I have already checked into the room. I'm hanging around the bar. Um, basically, um, looking for any of his doctors or security is who I'm looking for.
Uh, Candy, quotation marks, is looking the part of the totally not woman of the night with a drink in a glass at the bar, looking towards the door, obviously hunting for something or someone.
Okay. So as you all arrive, he is already at the bar. He is wearing um, the suit with the little dog head pin that he said would identify him when you were to meet. There are several people in the vicinity who are carrying, some are two are sitting just to his left, um, carrying the same black with gold accent briefcase. give me everybody who would like to. I'll take a cunning and enigmas roll.
Oh, nice.
I actually have a decent one of that.
Cunning and what again?
Enigmas.
Oh, okay.
1,
We
2,
got 2.
3, 5.
All right, so we got, what are the numbers again? 2, 5.
And 3.
1 second.
No.
6.
6. Okay.
Holy shit.
Um, so, Constantine, you notice that, these briefcases, you see a couple other people wandering around with the same briefcase. Um, they're all dressed identical.
Oof.
Arya, you're
Essentially
able
deeper.
to you make this connection as well, but you can also pinpoint that they are a total of 6 of them. Uh, there does not appear to be any more than that, and um, you can definitely tell that there are some that are uh, playing the role of his doctor, um, and some that are actually his doctor. And uh, Nitty, you know exactly which. There's 3 doctors, 3 anathema, and you notice that they are kind of cycling through different areas. So the doctors are kind of making small talk. The anathema are clearly looking out for threats, and particularly keeping an eye on both the doctors and Thad.
Okay. Already on the cell phone.
All right.
Um, Making sure to talk out loud. Basically, he's just like, yeah, no, I currently have that on order. It's basically a prototype drug that everyone has been trying to get their hands on, and he's just talking out loud. Yeah, no, no, it's just for men. It's just, it helps them party all night. So, yeah, no heart condition, no nothing.
Whose attention are you trying to get with saying this out loud?
Either his attention or the doctor's. Someone's going to get perked up when they're hearing, oh, they have that new extends that we've been trying to get our hands on.
Oh, yes, the new Viagra.
Okay. And what is your intention to?
Either someone's going to strike up a conversation. He's trying to have them strike up a conversation and kind of worm his way into their little social circle, as you do in these situations.
Okay. One of the doctors perks up and just like, oh, you have something new that you're working on? Yeah.
Not supposed to talk about it, but it's already completed its final testing. It just got FDA approval, so first investor come serve. You know how it is.
All right. Um, are you trying to separate this person from the rest of the pack, or?
Um, I'm trying to infect their pact. Is what I'm trying to do. Infect them.
You're trying to get him to try to get the drug off of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you're trying to lure him up to a room.
Oh, no, this is kind of like a test drug sale. He's going to give him pass off his wares.
Okay. Are you trying to be coy, or are you going to do this drug deal in the middle of the hotel lobby bar area?
How upscale is this bar lobby?
Fairly upscale.
Fairly upscale. Then everyone knows this is pretty much one of those places where, like, yeah, we don't talk about it, but we know what you guys do when you exchange stuff, correct?
Yeah, this is kind of thing where this is kind of place where it would be very noticeable if you did this out in the open.
Okay. Um, Tell me, would you be interested in trying out one or several?
Several. Hmm. Think we could make something work.
I have a party I have to go to later on tonight. You know how it is. Have to mingle. But if you can convince me, I can possibly make a stop somewhere else.
Give me a, we'll say presence and persuasion sound good?
Yep.
And you got a difficulty of 2 on this.
Difficulty of two. All right. 4.
4, okay. Um, and do you already happen to have a room in this hotel that we can go and I can inspect your wares?
Oh, of course.
All right. So he kind of looks around and is like, all right. And he's going to try to slip out with you unnoticed. And Candy and Arya, you're able to see this with no problem, which probably means that anybody else watching this doctor also is able to see this with no issue.
How are the others reacting?
The others, as opposed the other people with briefcases, or
Especially them, but in general.
um, nobody seems to be paying any mind to them, other than the one gentleman holding a briefcase.
How is he reacting?
He's keeping an eye, a sharp eye on things. And as they go to the elevators to slip off, he's following.
Hmm. And where is Thaddeus?
Thaddeus is at the bar waiting for his escort.
Uh,
Um, I hmm. Fuck. I don't know whether I should make more chaos or less chaos.
Um, Chidi
Constantine.
does. Oh,
Constantine, what is Candy doing?
Candy was at the bar waiting for Chitty to start, pulling someone off to see how the crowd reacts. After they notice, they will slide up to Thaddeus, and it is a complete night and day shift from the stoic, business first assassin to a very sultry smile, feminine lady of the night as they just slip up beside him with a drink. I hear the view at some of these rooms is to die for. And just takes a sip as they look to him.
Oh, there's some of the best views in the city. Uh, my friends call me Thad, and are you Candy?
They say that I'm sweet as it.
Takes your hand, enchanté, kisses you on the hand. Well, that is certainly uh, something to keep in mind for later in this evening. Do you come to these places more often?
Oh, you could say that I'm familiar with certain songs and dances. Do you want to
Well,
make me dance?
that and more. Give me a persuasion and presence roll.
Realizing now that I am not the best with this as the character, so I might have to do some finagling in just a moment, depending how this
Yeah.
goes.
All right.
Never mind. Apparently, we decided now was the best time for this. Two successes.
All right. So he's oblivious to any disguise or anything that might be going on, and the security guards that are clearly sitting next to him um, also appear to believe that you are the escort that he had hired, and they begin to kind of look around the room.
As in, watch for the potential assassin, or watch or not watch their boss put the moves on someone.
As in, they feel secure in the knowledge that you are the escort that he had hired and not somebody that was slipped in to try to get to him, and that you are as safe as an escort can be as far as threat terms.
Uh,
So they
constant.
are looking in the room, scanning the room for other threats that may be there.
Constantine as Candy just softly sets the drink down next to him. I hear that we are entertaining this evening.
Yes, the party starts soon. It is going to have some of the most well known and socialites in the city attending. I'm sure there will be one or two local and state politicians who are going to make an appearance, um, as well as several prominent leaders in the business world.
Well, far be it from me to make someone as grand as yourself late for the event, but I'm delighted to share the time with you and the after party. And just casually drags a finger down his arm and the, oh, you know exactly what that means kind of
Yep.
way. Because Constantine's whole goal at the moment is get them to not think about anything that could be wrong with them and just be narrow minded. No potential way for them to think, oh, this could be a dangerous person. Just a fade to black immediate moment when they can. They're not a
Yeah.
threat. Not
Yep.
at all.
As a story guide, I understand completely. In real life, I apparently don't. But anyways, Arya, what are you
So,
doing during this time?
is the second person with the suitcase trying to follow them in the same elevator?
He's certainly following them. shoots a look over at the two that are at the bar, kind of gives a nod and a reassuring nod, and kind of heads off to follow.
So he's planning to get into the same elevator.
They're not close enough to the elevator yet to be able
Predict it.
to figure that out. So
Okay, so I am going to get up with my dog and in a very annoying Karen voice, look towards the bar as if I just got the illumination of my life, looking very starstruck. Cheryl, do you think that's who I think it is? I asked to the dog. Yeah, I also do think it is. And I dance around the room, heading towards the bar in a way that I suppose would drag some eyes. And look at Tad. I am sorry, is that Tad's surname?
as you're making your way through this crowded bar, guiding a dog that is not a service dog and not a dog that is used to being in society.
Yeah, no, the dog is having a bad time.
I'm
The
gonna
dog
need.
is being very unhelpful and dragging even more attention.
I'm gonna need an athletics and presence roll.
Yeah. Athletics and presence, which are both kind of ass.
You got this.
You can do
I
it.
get 0 successes and a 1.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, you can add 2 momentum to your sheet, everybody.
Yep.
So,
The dog is not having it.
the dog has seen spots someone with a dog in their a tiny dog in their purse, and wants to go and play. Pulling hard enough at the leash to not only you fall over, lose grip of the leash, and spill a drink on yourself. But do it in
No.
a spectacular
what you
fashion to
doing?
get the eyes of just about everybody in the room on you.
Oh, I ran after my dog, trying to contain it from mistaking a chihuahua for a prey, because it's a hound.
The chihuahua is snarling and snapping at the
Clueless
dog,
hound.
at the clueless hound from the safety of its bag. So,
I mean, I wanted to drag attention away. I guess that's one way to do it. That's not how I wanted to do it.
nobody hear the commotion. The doctor that you're walking with is distracted. It seems like they want to go over and help.
And we were able to get, and I was able to also receive 3 escorts also on hand, correct?
Yep, there are some escorts you've got wandering around. Yep.
I kind of like signal to one of them,
Uh-huh.
and while the doctor thinks he's going to turn around, I have one of them kind of like us sandwiching this poor doctor, like cutting off from helping. Oh, right. You know, you know how the local influencers are. They always have to bring chaos wherever they go.
I am
Uh,
so sorry. I am so sorry. She's a rescue. She's new. She just got rescued from the racing industry. She's still learning. That's so important, you know. These poor souls need that so much understanding. Oh, I wonder if I could. Oh, this is such a lucky moment for me.
Alright. Nibby, if I could get a persuasion and cunning roll to distract the doctor and get him back on task of going up to the room with you.
Okay. Three.
Okay. That is enough. And follow that up with an enigmas and cunning roll.
Enigmas and cunning.
Yep.
Okay. Does this involve any puzzles or anything like that?
Not really, no.
Not
Difficulty
really.
is
Okay.
3.
Three. Ugh. We can get this. Two, four. Cunning. Ooh, two.
Okay.
Oh wait. Do you guys mind if I spend a momentum?
Go
Go for
ahead.
it.
All right, I'll spend a momentum.
All right. So that'll put it up to 3 successes then. Is the purpose of spending the momentum? Or are you gonna re-roll?
Oh, so is for here momentum we re-roll, correct? Or
We can, or we can use it as an enhancement on your roll.
I'll use it as enhancement.
All right. Yeah. So as you were directing the doctor back, you noticed that um, the gentleman that you marked as an anathema bodyguard is following.
Um, makes no effort to hide that he noticed him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if he's with you, but he can come up as well, making sure that the escort is also hanging back with us. I mean, he doesn't have to linger back there.
Okay. The doctor kind of looks over and then looks at the escort and then looks back at him and kind of waves him off. Like, I got this, you know, it's okay. And then kind of tilts his head to the escort a couple times, like, or, you know,
I mean, he can
gesturing,
come.
gesturing. And he really just shakes his head and turns his head back to the party
Oh well.
and or to the lobby, and the two of you slip upstairs to the hotel room that you had previously arranged with the Obsidian Society, or is this a different one?
Hmm.
Is this the we're gonna have get him at the party and have an interrogation there plan? This room?
Hmm. Rewind. Did we want them to pick him up, or did they want to integrate him here?
They'd be willing to interrogate him interrogate him here. Um, if that was a possibility, if that was what the best course of action was, and they had put, uh, they certainly couldn't extract him from the party completely.
Right. Yeah, I'll set that up for him.
All right. So, Arya, do you still make your way over to Thad and Candy and the two bodyguards
I mean, am
after
I
after regaining
am I
control
in
of
a
the dog?
state to do it, or is my dog throwing an absolute
I
fit?
mean, We assume you can get the dog under control without getting kicked out. Um,
I look too rich to be kicked out because my behavior is not compatible with not being too rich to be kicked out.
all right. So, do you still continue over, or did you
Yeah,
just
I
try to
do
pull?
want to strike up conversation with uh, the famous uh, dog genius
All right.
because yeah, I have dogs to talk about.
And Candy, at this point, is your conversation just being flirty and seductive and keeping his mind on you as opposed to everything else that's going on?
Pretty much, they have a plan, and part of that is they need to entendre here, but they need to rev the engine without letting him see the checkered flag.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, all right. You walk right up to him and he just kind of looks at you like, "Oh, how you have a dog at the party?"
Yeah, she's a rescue. I am so happy to get the chance to meet you in real life. I am such a fan of your work. Subverting the breed standards, that's admirable.
Okay.
See,
Give me a
yeah,
persuasion and presence roll to see if you can enough attention from him on this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me a bunch of ones with no successes, please don't. Okay, no, this is 3 successes.
3 successes. So you've currently. Oh well. What do you know of my work and what of looking to
See, I've followed the controversy about your approach to the breed standards and how you fought to break out of the mold. See, I've come to the same sensibilities from the opposite angle. Are you familiar with the Tazi documentaries on the life of the Afghan hounds in the hunting Afghan hounds in Tajikistan? Well, that's about breaking out of the mold of the restrictive dog show industry, going back to the origins of the breed. So yeah, it's the opposite, but also the same in a way. And your work has been very inspirational to me. Now, as you can see, we're working together with the race hound rescues. And I apologize for Candace. She's still at the beginning of her recovery process, but I am such a fan, such a fan.
I could never really trust getting my dogs from a rescue. There breeding standards and questions that come into play. Can't really breed
Oh
for
yeah,
the
no,
most
the
proper.
rescue dogs are definitely not for breeding. That they're all fixed.
What about you, Candy? Are you a dog person?
Oh, I'm more of the enjoyer of the human animal.
Yes, yes, you certainly are.
I would like to first ask a question.
Yes.
For Leshy, it does not explicitly say that using another mastery breaks it. Am I meaning to imply that using another master will not break Leshy?
See, spend inspiration. Yeah, no, I mean, it until it's for the duration of the hunt. So until you break the effect, it isn't in place.
Perfect. Hey, storyteller, I would like to use no surprises and do some dramatic editing.
Tell us what No Surprises does.
Well, dear audience, no surprises is a momentary slash evaluation based mastery where once per session you may use the technique known as dramatic editing. Dramatic editing is where a player may tastefully edit or introduce an element depending on the storyteller's approval and cost, and spend inspiration to introduce an advantage or change an element of the scene. No surprises allows me to reduce the cost of whatever I so choose by 2 inspiration, and could even knock it all the way down to 0. As for the edit, I want Candy to have a little fun substance sourced by Chitty, where while our lovely little, totally not abominable dog person here is distracted by dog talk, to slip into his drink to make him a little bit more pliable throughout the night.
Ooh.
As for the cost of that edit, I leave that up to our storyteller as well as approval.
So, there are flashbacks in as part of the mechanics built into this, and they often will have an inspiration and momentum cost. At the lowest level are 0 point flashbacks. They require little or no effort or resources of the character. This is something that, reasonably speaking, you would have worked out ahead of time. So there's going to be no cost for this flashback to have said party substance that was supplied of your choosing. What type of substance are we talking about here? Are we talking? We're talking a party drug, or are we talking Flories? Are we talking?
Not Flory's, they need him looking normal, but if it's just, so to say, a vasodilator of a certain variety that men usually enjoy having when they get to a certain age to make him less focused on critical thinking,
Uh-huh.
then, hey, it's an
That's easy enough.
advantage.
So you're
All
going
right.
for aphrodisiac.
Pretty
Yeah.
much an aphrodisiac.
Oh, Chidi has that ready for you already. Just oh, by the way, a warning. If you put this in alcohol, he will be a little like not flirty. He'll just be emotionally annoying, as one
Uh,
would call it. As in, not fall in love, but more like he won't stop thinking about you the whole night.
give me an enigmas and intellect roll first.
All right. I can totally do that. So that's only one success from Constantine slash Candy.
Okay. Based on the briefing that you got earlier, and what you are aware of the doctors that he travels with, if he is not already on that, the doctors have some ready for him when he wants it. Use that information how you will. If you whether or not you want to proceed, go for it. It will be a larceny and dexterity roll if you do go for that with a difficulty of 2.
They are going to go for it because, if he's already feeling a certain way, maybe he'll just wave his doctors off. Dice, please don't screw me right now.
Right?
So, reminder, ones subtract or they
If
just...
you have no successes, a 1 is a botch.
Okay.
So if you have any successes, 1s don't matter.
Okay, thank God. Because I got 2 successes and 2 ones. I was worried for a second.
Okay, you're good. You're good. All right.
But as they were distracted by the dog, just a very casual, like, stroke the back of his neck and totally not slip something from the sleeve of their dress into his drink.
All right. So, switching over to the elevator, you head up the elevator with this doctor. Lead him to the room. You have a key card. Go ahead and open it. As you open the door to step inside, you realize this is the room that you had prepared and that to have the interrogation. And the society members are already inside as you open the door.
Oh, I definitely know.
You have a moment or two to regain, to come up with a distraction or a reason why not to bring the doctor in there before he sees what's going on inside, if you choose
Um,
to do so.
Basically, and he's saying out loud, all right, security, we're about to talk business, if you will.
Security.
And he kind of gives like a face that is similar to what his sister gives when someone has said like a stupid thing, like a dumbass question.
To the doc, it is the doctor saying security with a questioning tone.
Oh, I thought it was one of them.
No.
Last time I was walking around, some ruffians decided that they wanted to pick off some of my stuff, so had to be a little bit precautious. Also, the young lady on my arm here, don't want her getting hurt hanging around me or the other girls, to be honest.
Okay.
Giving off very much tech CEO, medical CEO trying to disrupt the medical industry sort of vibes. You know the type.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely know the type, and now want to have them turn on you. But you lead him into the room. You close the
We're look,
door.
both of us at this point. We're both here. This
Yeah.
is both of us at this point.
Lead him into the room. Close the door. Um, Turn the lights on, and as you do so, about four people jump on this doctor. Um, they've already got the chloroform across his mouth, knocking him out. Like, and before they realize, oh, this wasn't him.
No, that's fine. This lovely lady here is going to vouch that her and this doctor are having a great, wonderful time, and that a party is going on upstairs that we really, really should get into, if you catch my drift.
My Mac drift.
Well, I mean, he's not going back to the party anytime soon because there was also a mixture of some truth serum in there. That so he's not going to be able to
I
provide a
know how
cover story.
I know
Is
how
where
a
you
truth
go.
serum works. Oh my God, you think I've
So,
never used one before? And he's flipping over the case.
mhm.
I am trying to see what they use for our good friend Thaddeus, so I can intercept and get him into a place where you don't have to do much work.
So you want to see what kind of drugs that he has in his case.
Yep.
All right. Medicine and intellect.
Okay. TD, you're smart. Let's do this. I know that's right. 4 successes.
All right. Yeah. I mean, there's not really anything out of what you would expect, considering what this is, or what you were briefed on. Um, Quality appears to be higher than you expected. It is really high end, like not on the market yet. Same kind of thing that you were selling as far as what you told them you had. He's got that already for anything, any of the category, the uppers,
Hmm.
um, the ED medications. There's tranquilizers. There's party drugs. There is chill drugs. There is yeah, anything that is needed is that could be needed by a 49-year-old man who is trying to hang and wants to be the life of the party could want
And
or
you
need.
and you needed 3 doctors to do that? Hmm. The math isn't mathing. At least in Chitty's head, the math ain't mathing because now he's just like, I would expect they have something like what we would have. They have higher end stuff. That's great, but doctor, these guys are working with that society, so they should have some stuff that would kick some ass. Just too easy. Um, Sending an emergency message to Arya real fast.
Uh huh.
I try to not get too noticed as I look at my notification and while I'm having a conversation.
Um, I have a doctor friend who's partying up with one of the escorts. Apparently, he's on too easy of a job. Something does not smell right. Mostly him. He kind of smells like ass. All right, XOXO, love you. Bye.
I send a love emoji very quickly and shove my phone back in my pocket.
All right. The party in proper has started, and he is beckoning both of you to join him upstairs so that he can
Um,
properly
can
make the
I join
rounds.
you in 5 minutes? I'd rather have Candice take a little pit stop outside before we head in a place with less access to ground grass, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, it'll be good to see you when you get up there then. All right.
See you in a minute. And I go out to have the dog take a piece and check on my message properly.
Constantine,
Uh,
he's offering you his arm so that you can properly play the role of arm candy as you head up.
They'll immediately, just as if practiced, because it is, just drape themselves on his arm like a ditzy little bimbo that totally isn't out to potentially kidnap him or interrogate him.
Yeah, no, of course. Um, and you do notice that one of the guards whispers into something into his ear that he kind of just brushes off.
It seems your people are a bit touchy tonight. Is
Yep.
there problems, dear?
Nothing. Apparently, one of my associates here have decided that they would like to have a little fun of their own, and that they're not on the clock. That their pay will be properly docked.
Ah, well, I suppose that's one way to go about it, but I don't know. Something of that nature, you should probably give them a talking to in person. I mean, after all, it's what a big, strong, powerful man would do. Doesn't need text.
Now
And I can wait.
there will be a time and a place for that. It can. I have better things to do than worry about the help at this time.
Uh, I, sup- I suppose. Still, seems very disrespectful of your time, but who am I to say anything?
He's going to whisper to one. There's going to be a change in rotation, so the guard that was not sitting with them is going to kind of lead the way into the party. The other guard that did not whisper is going to be following, and the one that whispered and was whispered to is going to kind of disappear off into the crowd.
I think as they're going along, Constantine is going to be spending time learning the routes for a brief uh, interlude of sorts, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and be prepared to lead him to somewhere private and to be able to message the others of, hey, I've got him.
All right.
Would you like a roll, dear ST?
Yeah. I would. As these characters, we're gonna go. We'll go with again. Uh, we'll say cunning and close combat.
Roger, Roger.
All right. And Nibdi, I'm gonna need you to make. This is a medicine and intellect roll at a difficulty of 2.
Do too.
Yep.
We got 3 on ours.
Okay.
I'm surprised and a little bit unnerved that a character built entirely for combat is making an exceptionally good Black Widow at the moment.
I know. Yeah.
But but I guess we'll see.
Yep.
Knock on wood.
3.
3. Um, you do a thorough search of the briefcase, and there is a air tag in there, hidden underneath one of the underneath the foam that the vials are sitting in.
Cute. I'm gonna use it to my advantage.
All right. Are you using it to advantage to go out and distract whoever might be tracking it, or are you
Yes.
luring the person that's tracking it to you?
Um, because we figured this person is also part of the society, correct?
Is whoever's tracking this is probably part of Dad's security detail.
Just a security detail. So okay,
Or when I say security detail, it's one of the doctors or it's one of the anathema or more.
no more. Um, it's gonna go to the other escort. Hi, ma'am. Were you guys able to get the other room?
Yeah, we got the. What's going on?
Wonderful. I am just going to use it for a party. Go get a drink. You go get a drink.
She goes out and gets a drink.
You've done wonderful. Oh my God. This has been a fun night. Just waves her off, heads to that other room.
With or without the air tracker.
With the tracker.
Okay. And what do you do in this room?
Um, Making it look like it's being used. It's got the steam going, has messed up the bed. Um, has his coat looking like a bathrobe. Um, just looking like fun times have been had. Has slipped the air tag into one of the bed, kind of messed up the hair a bit. All right. How to mess with security's head and take him down. and he's just gonna wait.
There's a knock on the door. Dr. Johnson.
You he probably just hears a laugh behind the door. Uh, oh, someone's I think that's calling for you. There, I'm not the doctor. And he just bathrobe kind of open, showing off bare chest, and he's kind of leaning out to the door. Hi.
I need to speak with Mr. Johnson.
Okay, that's fine. Kind of lightly lets him in.
Do you take action before he has a chance to look out around the room to see that you're the only one there?
Oh, definitely. Almost flirtingly stabs a syringe into his neck.
Give me a dex and close combat.
Okay, let me see. Cool. Dex and two, and then two. So that's four. Two successes.
So, uh, your as your hand is coming down with the syringe, his hand comes up and catches you by the wrist, tilting it back just enough so that you cannot hold on and drop the syringe.
Oh, that was mighty cute of you.
Switching over to Arya.
I am in the garden,
All right.
in a little courtyard, while my dog is buzzing around, waiting to do his business, her business. And I am very clearly playing Candy Crush, waiting for the dog to do what he's doing, while I'm actually getting into the hotel CCTV system for my special phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I am trying to get access to it to know where all the people, all the doctors are located, because I've been told there's problems with them and I don't understand what's going on, but the best I can do is pinpoint their position and share the position with others.
Mm-hmm.
I would, if I can, spend the last remaining momentum, but it's not necessary. I can use my skill trick Elite Hacker, which lets me hack into any system not protected by software created by another talent. And I just automatically do it and resolve one complication associated if there's any. And my goal is to just get access to the security feed of the hotel itself and share it to the corresponding phones of my friends so they know where people are.
Okay.
I can roll or use the momentum. You decide.
Let's go take a roll for that.
What?
Go ahead.
No,
and
no.
roll.
I mean my
Oh.
the other players can tell me whether they want me whether we agree to use the momentum or not. Because if I use it, I don't roll.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Go
fine
ahead
with
and
it.
use it. Yeah.
Hit it.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the storyteller agree that I can use
Yeah.
that trick?
Yeah. If you want to do that.
Okay, then we are at 0 momentum, and I just hack into the CCTV for free
Okay. So
and share it with my friends.
you've got what specifically are you looking for on the TV? You're looking for watching.
Where the guards are, basically.
Okay. So We'll say that you did this enough times so that you could see that there's 2 guards that are still on him. There's a doctor that is still close by to him, and another doctor roaming around the party.
So I actually see that Chidi is surrounded.
Not necessarily surrounded, but flanked on either side. There's still other angles that could be approached without necessarily. It's not quite surrounded. It's more.
So I get to see that Chidi is in trouble.
No.
No. That Thad is surrounded. This is happening inside the hotel room where there is not an access to a CCTV.
Oh, okay.
You can see. We'll say that he's had enough time to see Dr. Needy going into the hotel room by themselves.
Okay.
And that you can see the guard come knock on the door and go into the room. You have not seen anybody come out of the room yet, which may or may not be a red flag for you.
It may or may not. I actually don't have enough data right now. Anyway, well, I've done this. If my dog has done what he needs to do, good. And if he doesn't, I'm sorry for house cleaning. I head back into the hotel acting casual.
All right, so you do not continue monitoring the screens?
Oh, I could just stay out and not interfere, actually, now that I think of it, yeah. But I might be needed, like... And I say that would be at the party, so it would be suspicious if I never showed up. So no, I just go back. Like, I have access to it. If I look at my phone, I can see things, but it's in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, I go towards the party, acting casual.
All right. Dr. Nitty, your hand is being firmly held by this anathema who is reaching in his pocket.
Whatever he's going for, I am using one of my masteries.
All right.
Total Destruction.
Okay. Tell us what that does.
So it's a mixed combat action. I spend an inspiration. I send out a shockwave that breaks the weapons for all enemies within medium range.
Okay. Spend an inspiration. So yeah. You do that. It does specifically say weapons, though.
Right.
Yeah. He's reaching for radio. Still holding on to your arm. Puts
Just
it up
gonna
to
headbutt
his
him.
mouth. All right. Give me a roll. Close combat and, might and dexterity are the same, so.
Yep. Let me have this. I could just hear sister in my head going, this should be easy. We've practiced it. You even have a plate in your head that should work. 2.
It should work. And if this was a normal bodyguard, it might have worked. However, this is a assassin that broke the society's rules and has gone off on their own. In addition to staying out of the eyes of this society and being globally hunted by assassins of all sorts of societies, and still finding jobs, he's fairly well trained. He is countering the headbutt, and you're going to take 1 injury condition.
Okay. Does it distract him enough to keep his focus on me? Because I'm trying to make sure to be somewhat of a threat where he's not able to really get into that radio.
Let's see. Momentarily, yes.
Okay.
Constantine, you are at the party. You were talking it up. You have
Staying close, being arm candy.
and you've not heard from anyone in quite some time. You notice that one of the guards has slipped off and has not returned. And if you are going to get him alone, here's your chance. How do you make that play?
In between him schmoozing with insert politician, business leader, corrupt, whoever jackass asshole there is,
Mayor
Constantine is
Andrews, yes.
candy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Cuomo? Huh? Who said that? They just casually slide a finger down his arm. You know, it's right around the middle of the party where everyone goes for refreshments. I think there might be some in the room.
Okay.
Wink,
And
wink.
yeah, very much of, hey, if we're gonna do this, let's do this now before you're missed or someone important comes around.
Okay.
Uh,
So we're going to need a presence and persuasion roll, not to get him to go into the room, go into a room with you, but as you had previously prepared, you and your group had a room set up
mhm.
already, so that A, he goes to your room and not his room, and B, that he does not bring his security or um, doctor with him.
They, as I'm rolling this, they just kind of whisper, the agency got special gift of gratitude, soundproof, and 3 floors closer. And let's see what the dice have to say about me. So we got an 8 and a 10. So, yay.
Okay, so
Actually,
that is enough to convince him to go to your room and not to bring the bodyguards inside the room. That they will still escort to the room to make sure nothing happens on the way. But he insists on bringing the doctor for urgent medical care that he will need.
they kind of do that, not Valley Girl huff, but that, all right, all right. Though, I suppose he should be ready if he's jealous of you. And they'll start leading the way, already trying to figure out how the hell do I keep the doctor out or get rid of the doctor.
All right. So, Dr. Needy, he's still going for that radio.
Um, Something he's probably not prepared for.
Okay.
He's grabbed something from the pocket that's and is about to trying to slap it on him. He's slapping some LSD tabs on him.
Okay. We're Are you at all trying to be sneaky about the fact that you're slapping this on him, or are you just trying to get it on as much as you can?
Um, Kind of making it look like he's going for like one sort of tack to guard for, when really he's going for another.
Okay, so since you're trying to trick him in what your action's doing, we'll say cunning instead of dexterity, and then close combat.
Is 4.
That is enough. You slap him with the LSD. He goes to try to block, so it gives him enough time that he has to he's holding your one arm still that had held the syringe on it. He's needs to once you grab onto him, he's grabbing and pulling you away with the other arm, so he does drop the speaker for the radio for the moment. And Arya, what actions are you doing at this time?
I am casually checking my phone, seeing what's happening. I don't see Chidi. I do see Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly bringing home the prize, but having too much company.
Okay, are you sharing this information to anybody?
I mean, they have access to it too, but I don't think they're seeing the. I guess I can warn our retinues in the room that Candy is arriving with too much company. Like, I can quickly send a message saying Candy is arriving with the ABC.
Okay.
And then I head in that direction to see if I can do anything useful, like intercept the group or something, but staying like reasonably out of the way.
Best we can do is we're gonna see if we can get an athletics and dexterity because they had the head start on getting to the location. To see if you can find a path that'll get you there sooner.
Okay, dexterity and
Athletics.
dexterity and athletics. At the very least, I have a lot of information on the layout of this place because dexterity and athletics could be worse. I get a fat nothing,
You get a
but
fat
no
nothing.
ones. So it's
all right. Well, this time you don't. This time that you don't lose the dog and you get a momentum. But yeah, you're not getting in the room before they are. Constantine.
I am having to be social and manipulative, and I'm not built to do that, so we're gonna have to get a little creative here. Do we hear? Because from what I understood, the room that Chitty went to was close to the room that we set up for this ambush. Are we hearing signs of a struggle as we're coming along that I'm gonna have to figure out how to explain away?
That room is past where you have to pass your room to get to that room. First of all.
Okay.
And let's say this hotel was built for discretion. So since the door isn't open, there's a low amount of
sound
ruckus coming from the room.
As they reach the door, Candy will playfully go and knock on it. Oh, I hope there's no room service in here at the moment, but you might be needed later. Code for if anyone is in here, hide or get the fuck out. Just looks back to Thad. So, I suppose that the little presents I brought along will see some use.
Oh yeah. Well,
I hope you're.
Let's make this quick so we can get back to the party.
Oh, but it's just not fun when it's quick, but it will be worth it. And they're like slowly opening the door and also checking out of the corner of their eye, like, hey, is there anyone in here right now that I need to like boot into a fucking closet?
The room is dark. The from what you can see, there's nothing. The bed's a little messed up.
They just nod towards the door for Thaddeus. Shall we?
He comes in, and do you try to make one last attempt to keep the doctor from coming in?
She'll hold a handout for the doctor. Uh, Perhaps wait until he calls for you. Don't want you to walk in on a intimate moment now, would we?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, but I guess.
Perfect. And I'm so sorry, but I promise it'll be I promise I'll do what I need to do quickly. And before he even gets a chance to like argue, just slip in, shut the door, lock the door. If
You didn't turn any lights on, did you?
Nope, not yet.
So there is a rustling, and a commotion, and a thud as the sound of a body dropping to the floor. I I fell for that too. I guess you're not smarter than me after all. You can hear from the cuck chair. As you turn the light on, there's multiple agents. The other doctor is tied up in the cuck chair. And one of the agents turns to you and is like, "Where's the security?"
Like, just silently points out the door.
He turns, gives a whistle. The other guards pull up, draw weapons, and begin to head out and get ready to head out the door.
Just silently holds up a finger and is Thaddeus, I'm assuming they did the whole chloroform you knocked out.
Yeah, he's down.
Does he have a communication device on him like some of the guards would have?
No.
God damn it, he doesn't make this easy. Uh, Candy will open the door just a crack. Uh, Doctor, I think one of yours left something downstairs that he needs. Not, he said not the blue pill, the yellow one that's oval shaped but flat.
Now give me a presence and manipulation roll.
So two attributes.
I'm sorry, persuasion and manipulation.
Roger that.
Did Chitty give you a crash course on pills, certain pills?
Absolutely not. Constantine is talking out their ass for a total of one success.
Doctor just nods and heads off in a hurry. This is not a boss is giving an order hurry. This is a I'm not coming back to this room hurry.
Close the door and shoot a message to the others. Rats escaping the nest. Be ready.
Before you have a chance to get any message across through anything, Nitty, you hear over the guard's radio, Olympus has fallen, job is over. And the...
Sorry, can you repeat the sentence because I missed it?
If you are not in the room with Dr. Nitty, you wouldn't hear the sentence. But the message is, Olympus has fallen, the job is over. And as you hear this, he looks at you, looks at the door. We can let this just go and not have anything come of it, I'm just gonna leave, and you're not gonna follow. We can do this the easy way for you, or
Hi. So I have some good news and some bad news. Good news. I'm not going to chase after you. Bad news, you're not making it out of the hotel.
well, I'll take my chances.
No, no, no. Okay. So you're not used to medical stuff, are you?
I've used to it enough, and he'll just he's backing away from you towards the door.
Immediately. Um, that other thing on the other side, something flies out and I'm firing something at him.
What are you firing at him?
Another syringe.
All right. If you're firing it at him, that is a distance as he's backed away and is no longer in arm's reach. That is going to be an aim and dexterity.
That's fine. Oh, one and Dex two. Three successes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's heading straight for him, and again, as this was a normal person, you might have hit him.
Oh,
Um, he still somehow has the reaction timing to knock it away. The syringe goes to the floor. We're gonna let this slide. You're not gonna follow me. And he's out the door. All right, you see on the camera that one gentleman has come out of the door, closed it, and is heading the direction of the other two. The other two have already started moving away from the original door and heading towards the elevator.
I hide.
All right.
And are they all heading towards the elevator?
The doctor left the room, went to the elevator. The two are heading in that direction of the elevator, as is the third that came out of the other room.
I hide and take out my phone and try to hack into something harder than
Give me a roll.
than the security system. I want to, my plan, my hope is to be able to shut off the electricity to this place the moment they roll in the elevator. I don't know what are the circumstances that would let me do it. I can also dramatically edit in circumstances that would let me, like for instance, having seen a control panel for the electricity or something.
So just to clarify, the three biggest hurdles to you getting to the target are now leaving the target, and you want to trap them in the building.
Oh, I thought they were aware of what had happened and they were going to alert the guards downstairs.
These are the guards that we are talking about, and one of the doctors, and you see.
Oh, then no, then I don't care.
Okay.
Then I just hide.
All right. Well, you've got your target in custody of the Obsidian Society. You've gotten a couple of briefcases as second doctor left another briefcase behind, and one of the guards left another briefcase behind in his attempt to escape. And with that, you have successfully delivered your target without killing him. And that is going to wrap up our telling of one of the many adventures of the what goes on in the shadow of New York City, found in Bloody Boroughs, available on Drive-Thru RPG through Storytellers, Storypath Nexus. Knew it was one of them. I've been your story guide, Zak Naldrett. We're going to go around and everybody say your name, tell them where you're from, where they can find you, and all the fun stuff. Minty.
Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Minty Bo. I have had the pleasure of playing Constantine / Candy for you today. You can find me on Blue Sky and on Twitch under some permutation of Minty Bo. Uh, Sometimes I'm here with Onyx Path or other groups doing tabletop RPGs, and when I get more time, maybe you'll see me doing some other stuff. Thank you to everyone that I had the pleasure playing with, and thank you, Zach, for running this. And that's all for me, folks. Just remember, cross-dressing is sometimes always the answer.
All right. Ariana, you're up.
I'm Mariana. I have had a very long week because I took part in 4 different one-shots in games I've never seen before. So that was interesting. And I look forward to doing this more in the future.
All right, Crow.
Hi, I'm Crow. I just finished playing Cheaty. You can find me not really much on the internet at the present moment, but mostly here on Honest Path playing a bunch of random different characters. So you'll probably see me pop up again in some other game very soon. And yeah, this is pretty fun.
All right, I've been your story guide. I can be found on various places on the internet. It says below me at Zach Rules. If you go there to looking for me and you find Zach Ruiz, he got to that platform first. That's my bad, not on him. Don't give him any shade. But I'll be at Zach Rules Dice at that site. You may have seen me at one of the other 2 games that I've run this week, or one of the games that I played in, or you might be seeing me later on tonight as we're taking on the world below. So the last game of our little marathon of games. Feel free to come and join us. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.